but I think last one was actually in 2020 in Russia. It was in Putin's birthday. We put the flags, rainbow flags, in some main buildings. So we represented like just Pussy Riot.
So thank you for joining the podcast.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, I actually had to ask a lot of people for help to ask some questions. And one of the questions that they had is how many people are in Pussy Riot?
Yeah, Pussy Riot is quite a huge community, let's say, art collective, and it's always like a bit fluid and change. So in the 2011, it was only two people who created the band in general. It was Nadia and Katya. Then they quite soon figure out that they need more people, and some of the members can be part only in one action, for example, and then they like, okay, it's too much problems with police or something, and they not active anymore, but they kind of still members, and new people come, so it's like an open art collective, but mainly I think around maybe 20 people.
Oh, wow. And what is the selection process, if you have any?
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about the activist stuff, usually it's some performers, of course, but it can be some musicians which take part only like create music, but they not in action, and some documentary people too. For example, Vasya Bogatov, those person who are film all the classical old school Pussy Riot actions, and he are a member of Pussy Riot, but of course you never see him. And
Yeah, exactly. Another question that a lot of people were asking is how do you separate or unite the art and the music and the story and the activism?
yeah, it's really changed actually. In the beginning, Pussy Riot was mainly only about the action, like a political direct action. Then a lot of change. Some of the push, let's say, was because a lot of people thought that Pussy Riot music band, it was kind of representation from the us, like from us, but we mainly it was again like more activist stuff. So in the beginning it was, let's say, only actions, but then we start to do like exhibitions, music albums, performance, still actions, and it's documentary movies and so on, so on, so on. So it's really a lot of everything, like what we do right now.
Yeah. And do you have like a an organized way of like we're doing this in this month and this in this
Yeah.
month?
So because of all of these options, which we use more like a platform for still political statement, we start to kind of separate the projects. So sometimes it could be again like a political action, but I think last one was actually in 2020 in Russia. It was in Putin's birthday. We put the flags, rainbow flags, in some main buildings. So we represented like just Pussy Riot, and Nadia, for example, represent herself right now more like a Pussy Riot Nadia, and it can be again, for example, exhibition, and she called like a police state, like a name of the project subtitle. Let's say Masha do, for example, Pussy Riot Riot Days show. It's more like a music, political, documentary theater. And I decide, because I mainly work right now in a project like Sweat and Blood, so I have a like a title kind of Pussy Riot Sweat and Blood by Diana Burkot.
Yeah. And tell me about your musical background. Like, when did you start?
Mm-hmm. So actually, I'm really musician. I start somewhere around maybe 17, 18. I singing in a band, and then I study how to play drums, start to play in a band like a drummer, and so on. And girls invite me like musician because they cannot play music by themselves. They was mainly activist, So I play drums, screaming, help to make a music, and then they ask me maybe I wanna be like activist and be part of the like action in general too. So whole my background it's mainly actually like music and contemporary art.
Oh wow! And how did you join Pussy Riot? Like, what was your journey in,
Mm-hmm.
in there?
So yeah, they try to find the musicians who will help them with record music for actions, like songs. And I'm joined like a drummer. And my first action was in 2011 in a Red Square. It was action which goes like Putin piss his pants. So
Yeah.
band was created in 2011 too, but like couple of girls did several actions, and I'm just joined in 2011. And my second action it was already like in the church,
Oh
all of this
wow.
huge scandal and stuff in general.
Yeah, yeah. And you've created music in many countries under different conditions. Like, how do you keep yourself motivated?
I think people mainly, maybe, my guess, split like when you do something because of you get something like some feedback, or you do something just because you cannot not do this. Like, so I'm kind of in this group of people.
Yeah, yeah, like you have no choice but to do this.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just like, yeah, it's for some reason it's become really complicated for me being not in politics, and actually I kind of think that it's so privileged to like, okay, I'm not interested, I don't want to know anything, I cannot be like this way. And yeah, music and art always was a part of my life.
Yeah, yeah. And now that you basically stuck in between this and you are loved by so many people, but at the same time, your home country is banishing you for something that they have to work on. How does that feel?
A bit surrealistic, let's say, but I'm kind of already managed. So, like back to 2012, when police, after the action in the church, they actually catch like Nadia, Katya, and Masha. They not catch me, but it was quite like complicated time. Like hide from police, be anonymous, still be a musician and artist. Then in one moment I start to be part of Friday show. I was there 5 years, and it kind of was balanced between activism and let's say just regular musician life, and it was okay. I like in those moments I really like to be like this shadow person that's I part of all of this, but this is not my main goal or main part of my life or artistic like activity. But in the 2022, of course, everything changed because of the full-scale war in Ukraine. So after this, I'm leave my country, and it's like an infinitive circle of problems, let's say, from Russian government. The last stuff, it's in September 15. I get a criminal case officially. It's 8 years in the penal colony in Russia for discreditation Russian army, something like this. So it's of course it's so such like it's so clear that it's a political case because it's mainly about the freedom of speech. So if I'm have my own opinion, I'm not agree with the war, and I don't want to be part of this, and I want to be keep silence. Let's say so. You criminal. It's ridiculous. Like of course. And 15 December, like just a couple of days ago, it's Russian government decided that's Pussy Riot in general like extremist organization. So it's much more problems with it. I kind of safe because I'm out of Russia, and Iceland really nice country with human rights in general. But all of this bureaucracy stuff, yeah, I cannot get any official papers. My Russian bank accounts is frozen. My part of my family can be described by police, and describe it's like nice word for this. So they come somewhere in around 6 of morning, shout like can put the face on the floor and all of this stuff. So it's they kind of police. I mean, Russian police. They use all sorts of like tools how they can uh, have a pressure from me, from my family or friends, and extremism label. It's I think it will be one more criminal case in the future, and it's already until 13 years, like a plus. But it's touched so much people with whom not only me but all members of Pussy Riot communicate or collaborate. So if you collaborate with all of us, like any of us, if you even have a, let's say, chatting about the political situation, something like this, these people who are still in Russia, they can get like from 6 until 10 years in a penal colony.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And how do you feel? You mentioned Iceland. How do you feel here, living here, and being accommodated by the Icelandic people?
I will say that when I leave Russia, I travel a lot. It was just infinitive tour. And when it was breaks, I stay in different countries, like in art residency. And after 1 year or something like this, I decided that I cannot like all the time travel. Maybe it's okay for somebody, but I just go crazy. I need like a new home. And because we perform here in National Theatre, and it was exhibition and cleaning bank, so I have some experience here and decided, okay, I really love Iceland and want to live here. And in my imagination, it was like the first woman president from Iceland, such a long democracy history, equal rights like women's and men's. That's I really grew up in music of Björk and Moon, for example. I love all of this, so I thought that's Iceland like brilliant country, so I want to live here. But during like all the time while I live here, I of course saw so many injustice like here too. One of the case was actually with a family from Russia. So the guy, like it's a family, like woman, man, 4 years old child, and newborn babies, 2 weeks. So this person, guy, he was in a prison in Russia because his political mind view. Then he released, and but it's still like, every like month you need to go in the police station, check mark and everything. So he kind of changed his name because some of the departments not connect with each other and leave country, and he come here with his family because he has part of his family here already who live here for a long time, like several years. But Icelandic government immigration center decided to deport them before 3 or 4 days of this Dublin agreement is expire. So they departed to uh, Horvatia. I don't know how this country in English, Croatia, something like this. So, and it's terrible statistic. For example, like Denmark, they not departure people like refugees in this country because it's like a 90% of all refugees will be departure in motherland, and it's again direct way to the prison. So
Yeah.
kind of this situation, like I put away my pink glasses, let's say, about this country.
Yeah. And migrating away from politics a little bit, how do you find the Icelandic music scene?
I love it. It's really interesting, like underground scenes here. A lot of musicians, everybody know each other because it's quite small community in general. So my bubble of communication not big, let's say, because I have all sorts of need to do, la 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 la. But yeah, Spider Network, for example, I love these guys. It's kind of really interesting musicians and artists with the experimental underground scenes.
Yeah. And tell me about your project.
Mm-hmm.
When did it start, and what is the direction that you want to take with it?
Yeah, it's mainly like it's told, I'm member of Pussy Riot like a really lot of time, like more than 10 years. But everything changed in 2022. And in those moments, I figured out, okay, I don't have a back way. So my focus mainly like how to be a musician or artist, but really close connection with politics. Uh, And me, like a member of Pussy Riot, uh, always didn't have, because of my decision, like independent voice. So I was not so much represented in this band. I was more like a, collective mind or something like this.
Mm.
Uh, and because of everything changed, it's like Navalny dead and everything, my opinion really changed in general. So I have my own vision, and I decide that I cannot like express myself through the Right Days show, for example, and I decide to do my own project. It's called Sweat and Blood, and it's mainly like again I use everything like a platform for statement. And Sweat and Blood, it's a music album which will release in one moment. At least like a mix is almost done. I make exhibition with the same name. I will have a really big solo exhibition in Sweden in February 2026. Like all my like focus right now on it, and I make performances. So it's kind of I kind of steal this approach, let's say, how it is with a Stranger Things. So you kind of create your own universe, and it's they have okay, mainly, of course, like a Netflix show, but they have the theater stuff too. So I create my universe, and my main focus about the people, exactly like just everyday people, because I'm not believe in any heroes, any like person who will come like superhero and save us. So I believe in a society, and I believe that all of us should to take like responsibility, just like try to understand how government work, and go to void, understand that government that's like a manager for society. They exist because our taxes and so on, so on. So I decide that's my goal, and focus on people. And for example, one of the character, it's Mila. It's a real person. She not live in Russia anymore, and her idea about her, it's like really feminist focus. So I talk about her and her story through the video art. I have some piece which will be in those exhibition, for example, and already was in another exhibition. Plus, I have separately like a song about her. Another like character, it's Kirill. He are from Belarus, and it's really authoritarian like government too. And it's mainly because he like activist in some direction about the burnout when you try to fight with this like huge terrible nightmare machine like a government, like authoritarian regime and so on. So about him I have only video, but let's say about Igor, it's a really nice person who are escaped Russia because of his mind view again, and this was militarization. So like men need to go in a Russian army to kill people in the Ukraine. So he decided that it's not for him, and it's was not only him; it's a lot of men, and those moments go away from Russia. So one of the song about exactly he here, like who here and so on. And sometimes it's like a really clear like I don't know, LGBTQ plus rights, like Audrey, for example, song. It's person who's still in Russia, and it's illegal to be like a queer person there. But the same another side of the coin, it's not only about like kind of group or collective stuff, but about the personality, because like Igor have a really kind heart, for example, and he unbelievable lover of music. So he kind of have two jobs, one of them where he make money, and took this money to invest in his main love, it's the music. And he was one of the independent important booker in Russia who bring all sorts of musicians. And for example, I remember how he bring like more than 10 years ago Earth Eater, when she was like completely no name, let's say.
Mhm.
So Yeah, my project mainly about the people because I believe that's we all just the people actually.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things that, because we talked about governments, and I'm from Mozambique, our flag has a Russian gun in it. There's a whole connection with it. And there's a lot of things that the governments are doing to oppress people. So now the algorithms are mainly searching for keywords that will put your views down. So how do you fight back?
You mean if it's a kind of censorship
Yeah.
inside the country? Uh, the difference between, for example, Iceland and Russia. That's in Russian, it's impossible to get any help from government, like grants or something. So because of this, self-organization, like punk rock, hardcore scenes, there was really good before too. So they kind of continues to do what they can. I mean, people who not live in Russia just do this really, really, really carefully, but they continues to to do some anonymous stuff. For example, we have a FAS organization. It's a feminist against war. Some of the members out of Russia and some of them inside. So this organization, self-organization, can to do like a open statement from some of the members, but those people who inside Russia just anonymous. So anonymous, it's a really good way. Plus, some people so much brave actually. One of the case which was before, like a couple, maybe 1 month ago. So it's really during the wartime. It's a cover band who are decide to have a street performances shows, and they perform songs of Russian artists who are not illegal, let's say. But then they have a criminal case actually, and now they was forced to leave Russia too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a but some of the artists in general they continues to do everything what they can do inside Russia. Some of the artists who are outside they continues to do too because we all feel that it's our responsible actually continues to make a statement just to show that actually another Russians not agree with it. It's a lot of us and. For example, the criminal case which I got in 15 September, it was about the new stuff. For example, it was about the music video "Mama Don't Watch TV," and it's about the propaganda in general. So the Russian government decided to give, for example, me a criminal case because of this music video while I'm already out of Russia. So they follow us, and I think if they think that wherever they cannot influence anybody, they will not did this criminal case. So somehow it's work. And of course, because it's just in a Pussy Riot account in YouTube, for example, people who are in Russia, they can watch it. It can influence somebody, and maybe even it's danger for them openly speak, but they still have all of this mind view inside, and it will work when time will come, when it will be not so much danger.
Yeah, yeah. And a few minutes back, we spoke about musical projects, and there is a new project called Popera.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to talk about it? Like, where did that project come from?
Yeah. It's since I live here, it's the easiest way for me to stay here. It was the student residence permit, so I started to study Icelandic Art University NIPE program, and I met there like a Michael, and we decided suddenly to make a popera. Popera it's a brass music, and I'm a composer there, so it was an interesting decision because I'm mainly about electronic music, but here I need to make a score for classic instruments and so on. And we watch on this project like a different way. So for me, it's still quite political stuff. for Michael, it's more like a fairy tale story and really personal and so on. It's a lot of about, like, I think, um, patriarchy, actually, like, about LGBTQ plus rights people, because here, for example, in Iceland, exists a law which protect these people. In Russia we have a law against these people.
Wow.
So it's still, I cannot just throw away my background, and for me it's still like a political project. But I really like actually Michael view, because he put all of this behind and make a really nice fairy tale about all of this, like
Yeah.
more kind of like Disney style.
Yeah, yeah. And you met Michael in school,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Yeah, okay. And yeah, our time is quite up,
Mm-hmm.
but I thank you so much for joining the podcast and believing in this project. And I can't wait to hear more about your personal projects and Popera.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I wish all the best for your project. I hope that everything will be super cool.